Welcome, welcome. Bernie's Applebox here, Friday, 2 o'clock on the Applebox Network. Be here or be square. I don't know what else to say. My good friend, Gary Hyman.
Back again.
Back again.
For more fun.
Back again, Gary. It never stops here
Never
at the
stops.
old
The fun
Applebox,
never stops.
does it? And we got our two tech geniuses here, Tony Hope, Sean Ryan. Give it up, guys. Give it up. Give it up.
We're here again.
These guys are the only reason you are watching us right now. I want you to know that.
Yes.
Oh, come on. It's all about you, Bernie.
Because if it would have been up to Gary and I,
We'd be on the beach somewhere.
Yeah, you wouldn't see us for another 6 months.
At
That's
least,
for sure.
at least.
That's for sure. But Gary, oh, what a crazy day, dude. What a start out of a day. I want to cover that.
Yes.
I want to go back to today and talk about what we did last week.
Last week.
And I really sort of also want to, go over my problems that I had this morning about communication and how important that is.
We are in the communication business.
After all, and we are a communication business, and I have never seen such a poor group of communicators either in the communication business.
And the whole lot of us.
Oh boy, where do I start? Where do I start with this
How
one,
did it
Gary?
all begin this morning?
Okay, that's a good place to start at. So, let me just tell you this, and this is what, let me just start with this preface. First of all, one thing I learned early on in this industry is you have to communicate, check, double check, communicate again, and then triple check.
Absolutely.
Because there are so many moving parts of any production.
Yes.
And almost classically, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, and that's by some design too, because everybody has their individual things they are to take care of. We're a group of specialists that come on to set, and you have to, each department has to execute.
Absolutely.
For the whole thing to come together. And the director, obviously production manager, producer, they oversee that.
Sure.
So one thing I have always been very, very big on is that line of communication.
Yes.
But in any given time, I mean, I probably have, 200 plus shooting days a year.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I've got different equipment, different guys, different trucks going out on those things.
And they overlap also.
Oh, they overlap all the time.
Yes.
You have one starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The other one goes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes.
Somebody else starts for Friday and Saturday. Somebody on Saturday starts for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Absolutely.
So it's up to you to, in my job, it's up to me to make sure all of the gear is properly lined up.
Absolutely.
That if I don't have a piece of equipment because it's on another job, I need to go make that right.
Make that happen.
Get a sub-rental, and do all that. I have to know who's available on my crew. I have to make sure the crew know what their role is. What position are they playing on the set that day?
Sure.
I have to make sure for my loading guys for the trucks that everything, the communication is there from what the actual order is.
Right.
That they're putting on the truck. And inevitably, as you know, there's a change every 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
It feels like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
When I see a production schedule, I call it the list of lies.
The list
Because no matter what no matter what happens, everything changes.
Everything
from the weather to the talent to the script.
Yes. It's just like, what time are you going to be off?
Right, exactly.
I don't know until I get home.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So with that being said, and this is a super, super busy month for me. And it just, May was okay.
Right.
I would have to determine it as okay. It felt like I was trying to play catch up all the time.
Sure.
But boy, I'll tell you, June, I've got like 34 shooting
that's
days
fantastic.
already. Now,
that's great.
You have to get that number at the end of the month.
Oh, sure.
Because that's, right now, tentatively, there are 34 shooting days, which is a lot for me. That is a quite a big load for my little medium-sized company to handle. So that's a good deal. That's a good deal. I got that. So back to my problem, back to my communication problem. I've got a fella in, and it's a good guy, you know what I mean? And I've got him out on a job yesterday. So we get the truck loaded, the 3-ton truck, which he assists with a little bit on that. And then I send him out onto this job. So we're going back and forth. And, you know, with all the things I have going on, somebody's calling me constantly about a problem or something I need to adjust to, or there's a change, you know what I mean? All of these things, and I've got to do that. So it was my wife's birthday yesterday, I might make a note of.
Yes.
Okay. So this is not just a normal day where I usually come home, sit down, and then start working again on my phone and doing all the emails and stuff. So we're going out to a friend's house for a really nice food dinner they had for us. It was great. But I'm not in my norm. So I've got Daniel, or, you know, out on a job. Right? The producer has sent out the call sheet now, like at 6 o'clock, which is okay. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Yeah, and it sends it, and he asked for everybody to get back a hold of him. Well, he sent it to me. I forwarded it to Daniel. Then he comes back to me. I hear from the producer in about, you know, an hour or so. You know what I mean? And he goes, "Hey, I haven't heard back from your guy yet." And I go, "Let me check." So I text Daniel, you know, and I say, you know, this is what it was. And Daniel is, you know how you get in on a set. You can spend 2 hours when you first get there, not doing, but the last 2 hours, it's like, man, you're
hurry up.
You're making it happen.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So they're in that mode then. You know, so I'm texting Daniel and you know, doing that, and he's busy. I know it. I call the guy back. I reassure him. Don't worry. We'll be there. We'll be there. That's fine. There's no problem. So I've got Daniel in my 1-ton van, right? So I give him. I finally he gets that point where I can breathe. I can breathe. I can look at my phone to see what text. Oh, Burnie needs me to call him. You know, this other guy. You know, needs him to call, you know, the producer on the show, you know. So he's got it that. And so I call Daniel, and mind you, I'm over at somebody else's house. So I have to get up from the table. And,
I'll have to go to the restroom. I'll be right back. That's my second office.
Wasn't that blatant? But it was like a little, you know what I mean? It's like, my wife, I'm sure, is thinking, God, can't he sit through a dinner if we're out with somebody?
At least through the second course.
Yeah, at least, you know. So I talked to him. And I say, look, you know, if it helps you, you can take the truck home and just leave from your home, because he's going down from Orange County down to San Diego and then about 45 minutes east of San Diego. So this is not a small jump. This isn't like something, you know, a few blocks away or something like that. So he goes, okay, sure, you know. So that all gets settled, it's done. So I'm up this morning, right? And call time's at 8 o'clock. I had texted him earlier and just said, how you doing? He goes, all good, on the road. You know, we should be there a half hour early. So I get the call, and he says to me, when I get the call, he goes, hey, was I supposed to drive the truck to this? Of course, my answer was yes. And I just said, you know, now, let me tell you about what worked right. Okay. 80% of what they needed to get started was in the van. You know what I mean? And that was by luck, you know, because the people the day before ordered a similar package. You know, it wasn't as much as they needed because they wanted a truck, not a van. You know, and so I said, well, listen, get them started. You know what I mean? And then I'll get the truck right now and I'll drive that down. So, of course, needless to say, you know what that drive's like, too. You know what that drive's like. You know what I mean? It's not just that drive down to San Diego. It's that drive when you know you've got
You're under pressure.
And the crew is on set. That is the worst drive in the world. I don't care what the scenery is, but your gut is churning all the time.
And you're looking at that carpool lane going, is it worth it to get a $348 ticket?
Oh, I don't even care about the money. I don't want to lose the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to take the time to get the ticket. I'll pay it right there. You know what I mean? So that's I'm just sweating bullets all the way down there, and stuff. So it wasn't like a major disaster in the fact that nobody was there for a couple hours with a crew and no gear.
Yeah.
They didn't have the exact gear they wanted,
Right.
but they had.
You made it work. You make it
There
work.
was 2 M18s there
Sure.
and everything that I needed to make those run. And that's really, they didn't even order. They ordered one.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I had enough. There was probably like 12 by stuff I didn't have, but
Sure.
they didn't need it straight up anyway.
Right.
So there was a little silver linings
Little
around
fudge
there
room.
that. Yeah, there was a little fudge room, But of course, I'm beating myself up. But now I have to ask, whose fault is
Right,
it? Right.
right.
And that's not to assess blame. That is to make sure the problem doesn't happen. And I'll tell you, here's what I figured out. Come to the close-up, Sean. It's only me. It's only me. And I'll tell you exactly why. I owed it to Daniel, my customer, and myself, and my company to do what I should have done in the first place, which is to give Daniel, in email or text form, a very clear explanation of what I needed him to do.
Yes.
But instead, I was pressed. I was pressed a little bit for time.
Right.
I was in an uncomfortable situation where I thought, I don't want to be talking, and I'd taken time to deal with just to get a hold of the
Sure.
issue. You know
Sure.
what I mean? All that, and I failed. I failed as a manager, and I failed as a company owner, and I failed as a fellow grip guy
Yeah.
to another grip guy.
Sure.
Because I should have clearly explained that it's this truck you're taking.
Yes.
Here is the order for it.
Right.
Here's, in other words, what you have on board. This is the estimate they signed off on.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get all that. You go down there. Here's your call time. Here's your address. Everything like that, as well as the call sheet.
Right.
Because he's working for me, and it was my fault because I casually just said, "Oh, you see, I thought Daniel was thinking like me."
Yeah, of course.
Right?
He's on the same page. He was so far off kilter from being burned out from the shoot.
Oh,
he's got
man.
his other life situations going
Right.
on, family.
Yes, he's
right.
got a
He's got to
family,
deal with the
yeah.
traffic.
Yeah, and this is 8:30, 9 o'clock
8:30
at
at
night.
night. You're already turning things off in your
Yes,
head.
yes,
You just want to
yes,
get away
yes,
from it.
yes.
The whole thing is, Bernie, is we have these little things in our pocket called cell phones, and it's basically our mini office.
Oh, sure.
And I always say what comes out of this pie hole,
Yeah.
it goes in one ear and out the
Out
other.
the other.
But what's in writing?
What can I look at the next morning when I finally awake?
Wake up.
Yeah.
And what you want also is a comeback
Yeah.
from Daniel saying, "Hey, Bernie, got the information, great. I'm going to take the 3-ton truck down. Everything will be great. I'll
Right.
call you when I get down."
Right.
Something like that.
If I would have texted him that information and says, confirm you got this, and then didn't hear anything from him.
Confirm.
Yeah, confirm you got this. And say if he did not confirm with
Right.
me or got it after a certain amount of reasonable
Sure,
time,
sure.
you know what I mean? I would have called them then and
Right.
said, "Hey, did you get that message?" Just to confirm verbally
Right.
with him. You know what I mean? But because I didn't send the message,
That's it.
we could never pick out how he interpreted what I said.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And the only thing that I said that on my side that would should maybe have made him think something else is I said truck. Well, that is not descriptive enough. That does not tell the story
be
of the
anything.
shoot.
That could be a pickup truck.
I have 3 trucks. That could
Yeah,
be any
yeah,
truck.
yeah.
You know
And
what I mean?
vans.
And vans. I got a couple vans.
Vans too,
yeah,
on top of
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Bernie, I'll tell you, when I go to sleep at night, some people count sheep.
Yeah.
I count C-stands. I count cameras and tripods. That's what I count. And I can't go to sleep unless I get a confirmation
Yeah.
from my team member
Oh, yeah.
that, hey, I'm good to go. I got your email. I read it. and I'm all set for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then I go, oh, finally. Then I can see the back of the truck close.
Oh, I've got 2 hours more of sleep. It's 4 a.m. I
Right.
can finally get to
Right.
sleep then.
You know, it's like if I'm trying to go to sleep, the grip truck's down the road and the door's open.
Yeah.
Stuff's falling out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got to make sure I button that thing up before I go to sleep.
Dude, crazy, crazy. But that is just you cannot communicate enough. You must communicate. Tony, do we have somebody talking to us?
Yeah, no, well, we got our usual gang of misfits.
Awesome.
Game.
Awesome.
Our international viewers, Bjorn and Malvika. Thanks for joining us today.
Bjorn, Malvika, thank
Yep.
you so much.
But
Thank you
you know,
so much.
William Primrose is actually looking for some free technical advice. So
Sure,
we're
let's
going to
go.
give it to him.
Let's go.
Okay, he's got a tech question. CMC 575 watt HMI silver bullet works for a while, then shuts off. Sometimes works for 3 hours, then will not relight. Then sometimes it will spark. I'm thinking it's the bulb. What say you?
I would not suspect the ball, but it certainly could be.
I should like to know the age.
Yeah, that sounds a little older.
Yeah.
It sounds a little older.
Yeah.
The 575 is something that not anybody is really pushing out there anymore.
Yeah, out there. It's usually
Yeah.
the Joker, the 400,
It's usually,
800.
yeah, and then they went to the 400, 800, and now, Erie has an 800
Sure.
now.
Yes.
And they seem to jump over the 575. I would suggest that it's potentially. I think it's a ballast.
The
problem.
ballast, I was gonna say.
I
Yeah,
would
sure.
not. I would not suspect the globe.
No.
You know what I mean? I think that would be. But let me tell you something that I do know for a fact that everybody sort of discounts this, and I don't know if this particularly in your case or not. But power is so crucial to an HMI. That's something that power has to be clean
and constant.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
he says it's a par, by the way.
It's a
Oh,
par. It's a par.
Oh, that
Okay.
makes all the difference
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
world.
yeah. No. but no. Well, and a par. That's usually. I mean, a pretty dependable. 575 par. I've had those. I remember I had some old 575 Fresnels. I wished I still had them.
I
They
know,
were great.
I
but
know,
they
workhorses.
Yeah, they're workhorses. I would suspect that you probably need to send it into the shop, and
Unfortunately.
the ballast is most likely at
The culprit.
Yeah, he says he used the other ballast, and it's the same thing. He's seeing the same problem.
same thing.
Ooh.
Then if it is, the luckiest thing it could be is a bulb.
Yes.
And I don't know if you have a spare bulb there, which you should have. If you have one light, you want to always have that spare bulb.
Always.
Check out that check it out. Put that new one in and
Let it burn.
let it burn. Exactly. Check it out.
See how long it lasts.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got other stuff. You want to
Sure. Let's go.
jump
Let's
on
go.
in?
Where's
Jason
my
Franco
people?
joining us from North Carolina.
Thank
Shout
you.
out to Jason.
Thank you,
Thanks for
on
Mr.
stage.
Awesome.
And actually, Malvika has a question. I think we're going to
Malvika, thank you from India. Love it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us as usual. She has a question. It's more of an ethical question. She says, "Is it ethical to suggest? I'm assuming shots because she doesn't suggest shots or lighting to the DOP at any point. Yeah, she says shots or lighting. If yes, then how do you tell them without proving them wrong, or I guess
Right.
making them look bad?
Melvika, I want you to know this. You are treading in the world that I've learned to be a diplomat in. Okay? I never say to a director of photography, suggest something directly unless it's something we are already working on and trying to fix.
Or maybe
Okay.
a safety issue.
Or certainly with a safety issue, I'll say it directly
All day.
at any time.
Anytime.
Anytime, yeah. So that's it. But suggesting a shot to a director or a director of photography, I always do this. Here's my trick. I always ask questions. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you, we're dealing with people, and I think people's skills are important.
Sure.
You know what I mean? A little added thing before the question is like, I love the shot that
Yes.
you did, but let me ask you why you did this. Or another one is, what do you think what would happen or it would be like if you tried this?
Right.
Have you ever considered that? You
Sure.
know what I mean? So you want to really involve it in a very non-confrontational way,
Right.
which I assume anybody would anyway. You know what I mean? But asking questions is the key to getting in.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I totally agree. You know, when on set, it's like you always compliment.
Yo,
Always compliment.
Yep.
Hey, super
Start
shot,
the day
great
with a
shot.
compliment,
You know,
yeah.
always. And then if you see something that might need a little tweak that maybe he's not seeing,
Yeah.
just go, hey, if we added a little fill light here, or a little special here, how would you feel about that?
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
he shoots you down, he shoots you down. If not, you could get the compliment back going, wow.
Yeah.
Thanks for saving
Yeah.
the shot.
Yeah.
So
No, you're
he,
absolutely right.
Either a
You're
hero
absolutely right.
or just washes
Yeah.
away. Because remember, he's being paid for his talent. At
Yes.
the end of the day, he was hired to create the shot, and that's and he lit it. That's his little
And it's his call.
little call.
It's his call.
his
he
art
lives
piece.
and dies by that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's really good. What else, Tony?
Actually, she's kind of following up, and
Yeah.
if I may,
Yeah,
I'll say-
yeah.
She also said, "But what if you feel like that could be done better?" And I say that's fine, but ultimately, if you're working on a film, it's the director's vision, and the DP is working for the director to make that vision come to life. You may not know what it is they're trying to do, or they may have things that are specific to the project that they're trying to accomplish, and it may look like something could be done better, in your opinion, and it may be. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's their vision and their
Sure.
project. So, and Bernie makes a good point. You know, it's always great to ask questions.
Yeah,
It's always good to ask
yeah,
questions.
yeah. And you know, another thing too that I always try to keep in the back of my mind too is by the time I'm on set, right, there has been all kinds of creative done. And
Sure.
if you're in a corporate situation, it's gone through legal.
All the chain-
and
chain of
all
command,
the chain of command, and the
yes.
board is signed
Lawyers,
off on it.
everybody's
Head of
on board.
marketing, head of PR, CEO
Right.
maybe, you know, all of that stuff. So I tread very lightly on anything that I say in what they're saying or what they're doing. I haven't been privy to all the creative control, so I'm very cautious about
Sure.
how I approach that.
Right.
You know, but Malvika, yes,
Malvika.
Malvika,
Yeah.
welcome.
One of these weeks we'll get that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. We're U.S. We don't pronounce things.
It's hard for me to
Jim,
say
Bob,
Bernie, too.
Sally, stuff like that. Yeah, it is. It actually is.
Bernie.
I have to break it down.
Break it down.
Yeah. But welcome to my world of seeing things that you know could be done better, but have to zip your lip
Yes.
until it is. Because really, until it's your project, you know what I mean?
Right.
You don't have the say.
You're handcuffed, yeah.
You're handcuffed.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
We got more.
But great question.
Yeah, great question. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
We got more. Our good friend Jason Franco in North Carolina has a
Ah,
question.
Jason, thank you.
Only one light in the budget. Which would you choose?
Ooh.
M18 or Joker 1600?
Ooh. I love that question. I love that question.
Yes.
You know what? Here it is one of my fantasies. Let me before I answer your very great question, let me just it says I've always had a fantasy of having the One Light Film Festival. So you give guys and they have to use in a competition one light and they draw the light. They don't pick it themselves.
Sure,
They draw
sure,
it, you know.
sure.
Now, let me answer your question. The Joker 1600 is an excellent piece of equipment.
Great.
It is really,
Very nice.
really nice. And it's different than the M18, which is a lensless
Right.
system. So there are those two major differences. Like with the 16, you can put a lens in.
Sure.
And with the 18, you just have it raw and you spot flood to
spot,
get it,
sure.
cut, diffuse, all
Sure.
that stuff. So let me tell you how the decision would work in my mind, and it's just this simple. 18 is 2 more than 16. I know it sounds stupid, but you know what? When I am out there on set and I cannot get that light any closer, and it is just under, or I wish
Right.
I had a little bit more at it. If that's a 1600, I'm going to want to throw myself off a cliff.
Absolutely.
I didn't get an 1800.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. I always say you can always come down.
Yes.
You can always knock it down, but
Yes.
you can't knock it up.
You can't knock it up.
Nope.
You can't
Nope.
put a mirror in front of it. You can't do
No.
anything.
That's what
it's
people
maddening.
always complain to me all the time. They go, Gary, why do you bring such long BNC runs, XLR runs,
Yeah.
longer stingers, longer? I said, because you can always wrap it down.
Yeah.
But you
can't make it longer.
But all of a sudden you plug into the wall
Yeah.
and you're 2 feet short, right?
Yeah.
And you're out of stingers or at XLR. What happens at that point?
You're done.
Plus, you want to leave a lot of rope underneath that light.
Extra.
Extra, so you can go move one way or the other.
Because exactly when that DP or gaffer or whomever says, okay, I need that light marched straight in by 12 feet. You don't want to go, oh, wait, we need another stinger. We got to shut it down and plug it up. No, you got
exactly.
enough rope to run it out there and
Right.
boom,
Yep,
done.
yep.
You know? And that's the way it should go.
That's the way it should go.
Yeah, yeah.
Always leave that
Yeah.
little bit of lead room underneath either the camera with the tripod. Just all the cables fit underneath the three legs.
All right there, and they're out of the way, and make it neat. That's what I
Yeah.
like my guys to do on set too. And sometimes you're running so fast that you're
yeah.
just like not able to do it. But boy, when you got that second after your set, go coil cables.
Yes.
Bring everything in.
Keep
Bring all the
moving.
keep moving. Make it clean. Make it clean to look at.
Clean
You know,
and safe.
Oh, absolutely. And they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
That's
go
what I'm
hand in
saying.
hand. So, yeah, that's that there. Yeah, I think we're going to take a little break right now,
Okay.
Gary, and we'll be right back. Hi, I'm Bernie. I own Bernie's Grip and Lighting, San Diego Grip and Lighting, and Los Angeles Grip and Lighting. You know, we pride ourselves on not only renting you the best equipment, but also giving you the best crews. And one of our core values here at Bernie's Grip and Lighting is that we give you the highest production value in the world. And remember, people used to say national, local. No, we present world-class production value on every set. We also know budgets are very tight these days, and you've got 10 hours to get what you need in the can. We move ahead, we move fast, and we know what you need. When you rent from Bernie's Grip and Lighting, you have a partner on your production for that day that is making sure you are well taken care of. So anytime you're in Southern California, give us a call at 714-609-3545, and we'll take very good care of you. See you on set. Hey, we're back, and thank you all for your questions. That was great. Listen, here's a few things I got to talk about, and I do this every show. I'm a space case, I guess. That's really what it is. First of all, please share the show. And we're very, very appreciative of you being here, watching us. Any questions, suggestions, comments, whatever, please write in. If we don't like them, we'll delete you. So don't even worry about it. Only kidding. But really, we would very much like you to share the show, tell your friends about it. This is a production for and about the production community.
For you.
For you. And you. So please go ahead and share the show, write in your questions, do whatever, and we really appreciate it. There's several things going on this weekend. We're going to talk a little later on about last Friday when we're out on set. But tomorrow, I'm going to be with Gary at Cine Gear, and we're going to be just popping around talking to some vendors there. So if you see us, please stop and say hi. Please stop and say hi. Make sure you don't just like, oh, I think that's that guy. Just say, hey, Bernie, where's my 20 bucks?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. If I owe you money, just keep moving.
Yeah, that's true. If I have any outstanding
any other
invoices, please
yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
But would definitely like to say hi to you and talk to you. That would be awesome.
Great. That would be great.
And then probably the big thing we're doing this Sunday, this weekend, is Matthews is having their garage sale. Yeah, there it is, Sunday, June 3rd, and we will be there streaming live from 3 to 5 p.m.
And it's a garage sale?
It's
Can
a
you
garage sale, and
tell me
that
about
means that Matthews puts a lot of their stuff out there on sale, so it's like super cheap. Matthews will always give you a discount when you go in there, but they really slash.
And who else will
prices
be out
on
there?
Oh my gosh, I know Quasar was out there last year. You know, a lot of other vendors, you know, come out and they're invited by Matthews to come out and do that. So it's a great time. There's a band, there's fun demonstrations. And, you know, always the highlight is my good buddy Greg Flores
Yes.
with gripsupport.com and Grip Rigs. He'll be out there. He's doing some really fun stuff out there, and he's gets very
That's
creative.
great. And if
with
they
what
want
he
to
does.
come on to the show, Bernie?
What's that?
If they want to come on to our show, when will we be
Oh, well,
broadcasting?
we'll be broadcasting from 3 to 5 tomorrow. The event goes from 2 to 6. We'll be going from 3 to 5. And please come on by. In fact, I'd love to talk to you. Come by our booth at there, and we will do a quick little interview, stand up. But it'd be so great to meet you.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what's going on this weekend. And, you know, I think, too, this is probably a good time to talk about this. You know, it's what we're doing here, what we're going live with here, and what we're trying to do. And this is really for the production community. And it's from people that are in the production community.
Yes.
And Gary and I, for the last, like, 20, 25 years, as long as we've known each other, has been eating, breathing, drinking, sweating, production.
Right.
You know?
Oh, yes.
And I just want to give something back to the community. I want them to have a place to talk. I want to have them a place to express themselves and for us to talk about what our problems are.
Sure.
Too, because things change a lot in this business. People change a lot in this business. In the 25 years, Gary, that we've been in the business, you a little longer than myself has started. I hardly can think of a single person that's still in the business when we started except us.
That's right.
That's scary.
That's scary. That
You
is
know,
scary.
so I would like everybody, and let me give a shout out to some great people. I already talked about Greg Flores,
Yes.
Grip Rigs, and gripsupport.com. Scene Snipers.
Yes.
Scene Snipers, what those guys are doing is
Amazing.
awesome. It's
Amazing,
amazing. Wade Courts, all of those guys. Check them out. Scene Snipers on Facebook. You see what they're doing, and it's just really, really awesome stuff.
You know, Bernie, we've had a couple things happen in the last 4 or 5 days, and you know, on a network basis, and people just not saying the right things on Twitter, Facebook, and I always say that just be careful. You know, you know, it's that same thing. You know, word of mouth. You know, if you're talking, that's okay because that washes away. But once you put it on a social media website, oh my goodness.
You know, Gary, I'll come back to this. Words mean something.
In writing.
Well, in writing,
when you type it in.
Well, in writing, you've
They're there
made your
forever.
own news.
Yeah.
If it's in writing, you've made your own news.
Yeah, made your own news.
But just even verbally, you know what I
Gotta
mean?
be
Even
careful.
well, words mean something. They carry an emotional impact. You know,
absolutely.
and let me tell you something. Like, I was not raised in the best of conditions. Okay, my young life was not real great. There was so much negativity in my life. There was so much like, you can't. You know, I was says, you know, yes, we can. It was, oh, no, you can't.
Right.
That's the way it was my family.
That's
You
right.
can't do that.
You can't.
Now get out there.
I know you can't, but good luck.
But really, you know, I joke about it, but there is such a huge impact. And I think all the time about what's coming out of people's mouths these days. It's been a ramp up to where, or maybe I should say a ramp down, ramp down to where we're at today. But I would caution everybody to just cut people a little more slack. Maybe not judge quite as harshly as you feel like, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe not categorize a group of people in any reason, whether for whatever reason.
Sure.
You know, and think that you know exactly how they think or what their values are.
Right.
Because we're at a point now where America's worst enemy is America.
It's itself.
That nobody's bad-mouthing us like we're bad-mouthing ourselves,
Yes,
right?
yes.
You know, what's up with that?
Yeah,
you know?
we become thin-skinned in this country.
Oh.
So my suggestion is just be careful what you say out
Yes.
there. Sometimes I read some Facebook posts and I go, really? And all you're doing is you're just cutting your own throat. You just got to be careful out there.
Oh,
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, you never know where, because what happens is they might not be part of your group, your Facebook group,
Right.
but somebody might post it on there.
Well,
And then it spreads like wildfire.
Gary,
Wildfire.
you coined the term years ago, and it is perfect for this. It's perfect for this, and it's I want to get it right. Tongue worm.
Oh, worm tongue.
Worm tongue.
Bam.
Okay. Worm tongue. And that is when you say something to someone, okay, and they don't like it, or it says,
Sure.
you put something in their ear. Now that's in there, and it's in their thought process.
Yes.
It's a negative. As they will not think about whether you're right or wrong until they see it demonstrated one time, and then you're right about, oh, he's 100% right about that. No, that's the exception to the rule.
Sure.
Somebody told you that's the way it always is,
Right.
and now that's all you see.
Right.
So give people a break.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's for
mean?
sure.
And, remember, whether you're Republican or Democrat or
doesn't
independent,
matter.
the other Americans are not the enemy.
No.
You may have differences, but we all got to live here together.
Right.
This is all our country,
Right.
I just would very much like people to take it down a couple notches.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Take it
Absolutely.
down a couple notches. So,
And remember, we're in a small community
Yeah.
in production.
yeah.
And you
Oh,
you
so
might say a little something about somebody else, negativity, and then the next person blows it up a little bigger. Next person blows it up. Well, pretty soon you assassinated Lincoln.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you were there.
You were there.
Yeah,
You should have stopped him.
Yeah, no, that's very true. That's very, very
So
true.
just Switzerland. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I just say
Switzerland.
be careful with your words.
Yes,
Be careful with your
yes.
words. And this is not the preacher talking to you. This is the guy who has not been careful with his words saying that. So just remember, this is not somebody telling you what to do. This is somebody saying, don't be so much like me. Right? That's because that's the truth. And I do try to be very conscious
Right.
of what I'm saying to people and stuff like that.
Right.
And I will say this, I am a blunt person. You know what I mean? I will tell you honestly what I'm thinking.
Right.
You know what I mean? I may try to avoid it if I think I'm going to hurt your feelings or
Sure,
something
sure.
like that. And I'll couch it in the nicest terms I can. But you will get the truth from me ultimately because I can't live any other way.
Right,
I
right.
can't walk away because I start eating myself up after I've lied. You know what I mean? So it's just like that is my thing. Just there's a couple other guys too. I just want to say this too right now that I wanted to mention in there. One is our great friend Adam Richland
Yes.
from Light Bulb Grip and Electric back in Brooklyn.
Excellent.
And Dave Donaldson,
Yes.
who does grip tips. He is
Yes.
just such a great guy. And I got to get on the phone with him again and talk to him because he pumps me up when I
Right.
talk to him. Young guy out there doing great
Oddly
work.
missing today.
Yeah.
very
Well, he's
vocal.
probably got a
must be-
job.
He might be on set.
He's probably got a job. Yeah.
And of course, great old Ben Stanley.
Ben
Loving you,
Stanley.
Ben.
Ben
Hope
Stanley.
you're out there.
Call in, Ben. Call in.
Ben. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Ben.
Yeah.
I know
I
you've
wish-
got new toilets in your house everywhere.
No, I know. That one inspired him. I think he's going all out.
Yeah, he's going all the way.
Yeah. So I think let's take I'll tell you what, let's take a little break now
Okay.
and we'll come back and we'll talk about last Friday's shoot. We were on.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Great.
Burnie's workshop is fantastic. Burnie's workshop is awesome. Burnie's workshop is insightful.
Burnie, in one word, passionate maybe. You can tell he really cares a lot.
Burnie is a badass.
He's a great teacher. He has great stories, and I would recommend this to anyone. Not only someone like me who's starting day one, but I feel that in any profession, as you sharpen your sword, it always gets sharper.
I think the best thing about this is the access to understanding how to
run your business, how to actually be in this filmmaking industry and make money at it. Coming to this workshop, I think, is what actually gets you the tools to understand how to do that, how to get out there and sell yourself.
I thought that was really cool. I thought, he knows all the tricks in the book, and he knows how to show that to us and actually demonstrate it so we actually know what he's talking about.
I really like the hands-on experience. That's something that you don't find a lot. That's something you have to go on set a lot to just appreciate.
I know this is lighting seminar, but it's not only talk about lightings. He also share his business experience, personal experience, and guide us to what we should do, what kind of personality we should have in this business.
His stories, I think that kind of say everything in a few example stories that he gives out from time to time.
I would recommend this workshop to anybody who just brand into the industry, people who just don't know the swing of it. A lot of this stuff they don't teach you in film school. I deal with a lot of freelancers every day, a lot of peers that I went to school with, a lot of professionals in the field, and they all need to take this class because it puts you on the next level, on the next playing field.
Bernie's a great guy. Bernie's really authentic. Like everything he learns, everything he teaches, the way he handles himself, the way he deals with other people, he's a one-of-a-kind guy. Someone I've never come across before in the industry, and someone I hope to emulate and hope that there are more people like him out there that can help.
Hey everybody, we're back, and I think we've got a question, don't we, Tony?
We do actually. Our good friend of the show, Bjarne, has a question for you.
Bjarne.
He says, when creating a portfolio in video and photography, do you think it's useful to have the client's name, mostly companies in my case, with some samples there? Of course, only after asking client permission, just want to get some thoughts.
Good question, good question.
Very good.
I would say first of all, yes, you are absolutely correct. Get all your permissions, get everything, and use that opportunity too when you're asking for that to tell them how much you appreciated working for them and everything like that. Use that as a good tool right then to do. And once you do that, yes, I think it is very powerful. Corporate names are more powerful than individuals' names. Yes. I know on site I had, and this is something, every time I say something like this on the air, I go, why am I not doing that?
Right.
Here's my suggestion for you, something I should be doing as well.
Yes.
But take those corporate names and put them all over. I mean, I've worked for Boeing, I've worked for Hewlett-Packard, I've worked for the Rolling Stones, I've worked for every, Red, Oakley, Airy, every company that is huge and would be impressive. It looks to me so good to see those names up there on somebody's site. So, yeah. And oh, yes, and I worked for Tony, too, at Time Warner one time.
Oh, that's right.
Go figure,
But that's how I got in the business.
I want to throw a little piece in there also, is just be careful about using names without the client's permission.
Yes.
Because what ends up happening, they'll get a bunch of calls going, hey, I'm available to take your work.
Well, that is, yeah. Don't be too specific. I think a generalization.
Yeah, generalization would be much better.
Exactly.
Yeah. If I also may add, a lot of times what's good to show too is case studies. If you've done a number of pieces or projects for a client, it's good to show them, the process, working with the clients, what you were trying to accomplish with them, and then the end result, what you were able to do for them, and how the project worked out in the end. So I know a lot of employers are looking for that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, and another just one other tip here too is that when you do that for your piece. You've got your pictures or your video up on your site and do that.
Sure.
Also make a little piece for social media.
Why not?
That you can throw out there every 4 weeks. Even if you repeat it, it's no big deal because other people, new people always see it every time you put it out there. But that is really good. And then take that opportunity every time you work to make a little piece with the client's permission, of course.
Right.
That you can do that, and it's really, really good to get it out there.
And I'd freshen it up also.
Oh yeah, freshen it up all the time. We got another question, Tony?
We do. Malvika apparently was heading off to bed, but I guess she had to get one more question in.
Great,
Thank
you.
Goodness.
This is actually from one of her team members, so I guess is.
She's probably working the night.
That's right.
Night shoot.
Yeah. So she has a question. One of my team members is asking, what are the safety measures an operator should take while using Dolly and Panther? I'm hoping you're not referring to a live cat.
No, Panther Dolly. Yeah, where we were at Champion.
Yeah.
What's safety precautions for a dolly
yeah.
grip? Now, qualifying my answer here is I am not a dolly grip. So that, just like.
But I've played one on TV.
But I have played one on TV,
TV.
actually, yes. One of the things that I think the first basic thing that anybody doing as a dolly grip, make sure the dolly stays on the track.
Well, yeah, number one.
That is numero uno. That is so important. You know what I mean? But let me tell you, the safety-wise, so I either put clamps on the end of the track or I put bags on them.
On both ends.
On both ends, yeah.
Yes.
Because walking backwards, you know what I mean.
You're gonna be
you can do
flying
it that
off.
way too. So that's first. Secondly, make sure that this is the
Right.
way when I dolly, this is
Sure.
what I do it. No drinks, nothing. Now the DP can do whatever he wants.
Right.
Okay, so that's
That's
a
his
given.
ship.
But anybody else, you don't put anything on that dolly. There is nothing.
Yeah.
Have a good tape roll around you so you can make your marks
your marks.
quickly and efficiently.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
And here's key: cables. I
Cables,
can't tell you how many
manage
times
those cables.
Those cables
Manage
have been
those
caught
cables.
under the wheels, or you trip somebody. So you measure the length of the track with the cable. Have enough cable to get to the end of the track
Yeah.
and back without snagging anything on the way.
Yes.
And
put an arm out.
put an arm out.
Yeah, an arm out, time off the handle. So
Yes.
And before you go, you make sure that nobody's standing on the track, of course, at the end.
Right.
Doing something or applying makeup with the
Just-
talent.
just generally
make sure
everything
everybody
is
please
clean.
clear the
Yeah.
track.
Yes.
Space is also important too, because I know make sure that your dolly is suitable for the space that you're shooting in. I've seen guys put sideboards on a doorway dolly, and then go
Trying to get
shoot,
through a
and
door.
Those sideboards just go boom right.
Yeah,
in the-
right
in the door.
doorway. So
Bam.
make sure your space is relevant for the dolly.
Too, one more just quick note for the dolly operator there too, is because this is very, very crucial. Remember, you are right next to the director of photography and the director. I want to put this diplomatically, okay? Sean, can you come to me?
Yep, we are.
Keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything. If you say something, make sure it's just normal human pleasantries.
Yes.
Do not talk about how the actor did,
Right.
how the scene looked, if there was another light they could have used. Zip it.
Zip.
Your only question is that do you want it faster or slower?
slower. That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah. Do you want it faster or slower? Do you want that boom up starting sooner or later, or should we tone it back a little bit?
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's all. That's all you talk about to those guys.
Yeah. And what I like to add too is balancing.
Yes.
Balancing also is key too, because you set the shot and then all of a sudden your DP jumps aboard and he swings out on the chair and then you've got a little tip action.
Make sure
So
you're
it's
ready for
tested,
him.
ready to go.
So you have your other grip sit there where the DP was, and
Yeah.
you put a couple 35-pound bags
Yes.
on the other side of the dolly, so you know you've got a good level. You don't you level it without anybody on
Yes.
it, but then you put weight on it and you see how you
Absolutely.
do.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Yeah. So for not either of us being dolly
Right.
grips,
Hey, we did pretty good.
we can tell anybody what to do.
That's right.
Oh, that's so funny. So what else? We got something else, Tony?
No, we're quiet.
Oh, we're quiet. Okay. All right. Quiet on the Western Front. We're going to go back. Sean, are we good for this right now? All right. And we're going to go back and we're going to take a look at some of the scenes that we did last week. And I want to tell you about why it's so important of what we did last week, why we're so pumped on this, is my dream is to bring the set to you. I want to show you the sets I'm on and what we're doing here. And this was one of our first real opportunities to do it. And of course, like anything in the first time, you're experimenting. We don't know exactly what'll work, what didn't work. Some things we did work, and other things we discovered on the fly worked very well. So,
Absolutely.
we just want to show you a little bit of that, talk about our experiences. Gary and Tony were back here in the studio. Sean and myself were on set. Sean was the camera guy, and so let's take a look at it. What do we got first, Sean? What's up here first?
It's the setup when we first showed up for the day and we built the 20 by.
Okay, great. Let's take a look at that. Today it's Burnie's Applebox. Welcome. We're doing a little different today. We're doing some tape pieces like this, and then we're going to be live, as you've probably already seen. So I just wanted to show you, we're out at Palomar College in San Diego. We're doing a national spot for a company, not going to say who, but I just want to show you around the set and see where we're at here. So this is my 3-ton. There's our DP's truck on Blackburn. We got some extra stuff, and we're going to show you around right now. So come on, follow me. Let's go on set. So we've been here, call time was 8, been here since about 7:30, and we're putting up a 20 by right now, and the DP is over there giving the guys the key grip Cam, who is our key grip. He's giving him some notes about where on placement for that. So I'll introduce you to the guys when we get this set, maybe, and see where we're at. So we're out here, out there, that's our hero. That's the hero trailer. There's a gag we're doing in the afternoon, and this may be even something that we show live on the show today, because this is going to be happening at about the same time that we're going live with the show. So this is a gag we're doing in the outfield. There's 2 parts of this commercial. One is really serious, high tension, just like at the ball game. The second half is a little comedic. So it's a fun juxtaposition of the message right here. But the guys are getting this set. We've got it on a couple Mambos on rollers right here, 20 by set, and we got it roped off and it's ready to go up.
Oh, that's what you need, Bernie?
Oh, just looking, just looking. Make sure you guys are busy. That's all, Stan. Just watching you mostly.
Oh, no, come on. All right, I got it. On now.
Good. Okay. And we're going to go up on this. I think we can just go up on the second riser.
Second riser. Yeah, baby.
Okay, second riser up.
And we're not going to go that far. Going up.
Let me get
a little bit more, Brad.
Hang on, we're going to go up.
Okay.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Can you reach your knuckle?
Yeah. Of course. Of course. All right. Okay.
All right.
Opposite. Nice.
There we go. There we go.
Now, it'd be nice if we could sink it to the ground. We have enough coverage. Okay.
And I got a tool if you want to just.
Look at that. Cool.
Yeah. All right. Let me
Perfect.
Get out real quick.
You got me. You want to flip that Cardellini around?
We can. Yeah, we're running a little short now in the show, so we cut that one a little short. But that was a 20 by, and you know, whenever you're out there with a 20 by, I mean, when we were out there then, it was cloudy.
Yes.
It was, you know, a little sun coming, no wind. Boy,
No
by
wind.
the afternoon, that thing, we were all watching it. We were all babysitting that one.
Scares me to
you
death.
know? And
Scares me.
you know, it's funny when you've got your whole body on there, right? And you feel the stand lift. That's like, let's get 2 more 100 pounds on this
100
thing.
pounds at
you know?
least.
So I think we got some more stuff. You know, we
great.
got some more stuff coming up from the show. What have we got, Sean? What's coming up?
Well, so we have this part here that's basically the dolly, the 40 track of dolly that.
Oh, 40
Speaking
foot,
of which.
yeah.
Covered,
Yeah. Okay, great. Let's take a look at that.
Okay.
Come on around here. Follow me. I'm gonna introduce you to somebody, but he's awful slippery. His name's Don Blackburn, and sooner or later we're gonna catch up with this guy right here. He's our DP. Oh, don't hit the mic, Don. Don't you know the rules? Don is out here, and he's got us all out here, and he's got this on this national spot. It's really awesome. Thank you, Don. Tell me, what's this gag? Tell me what this gag is.
You just said it all. It's a 40-foot dolly track. We'll have a player running along here, going out for the ball, for the fly ball. He'll run smack into the side of the thing, and that's the gag.
That's the gag.
Somebody's camping in the middle of the outfield, and that's our gag.
That's great, dude. That's great. And how many folks we got out here today? How big is this set?
We got a pretty full set today. There's about, 25 of us?
25, 30 people, I'd say. And then we got talent, too. So that's a pretty big one. Yeah, and what are you using? What are you shooting on today?
We're shooting on a Barrycam LT.
Okay.
We've got the Fisher 10. We've got all the track. We got all the lights. We're just putting up a 20 by. I'm sure you've gone through all of this in all of your explanations.
Oh,
of
no,
your
no, not yet.
amazing lighting. But it's all looked real good, and it's because of you.
Oh, no, that's because of you, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us out here. Really appreciate it.
Everybody needs to get this
This
guy.
guy's the best. This guy, I think you work over 200 days a year. He travels over 1 million miles every year from his clients flying him all over the world to go shoot. And man, it's just a blessing when you come home and you get us back in your mix and everything like that. We really
Definitely nice to
appreciate
work
it.
near home, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, you're like oddity, what, 15 minutes from your place or something?
It's a rare treat for us.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's great. Well, thank you, Don.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. I know you got to go get him.
Go play.
Go get him. All right, thanks.
We want to stay in front of you. Okay. Let's try it one more time. We're in front of him and see if this lens works.
You know, I'd like to just ask everybody to go ahead and share the show right now. And the guy you're looking at right now is Don Blackburn. Any complaints about the show, please contact Don Blackburn.
Action. There it is. Nice, nice, nice. Oh. I think it comes in front of it. The gag doesn't happen. You see the trailer before the gag.
You guys can see this. It doesn't seem to be too well, but just hang in there. And we'll get it. We don't have any sort of monitor feed or anything, so we can't show you that.
Nicely done, though.
Did you roll that?
Absolutely perfect.
Did you roll it?
Wow, that was great. First take of the piece, that was absolutely perfect. Hey, there it was. So that was a lot of fun out there that day. Yeah, it was fun. It's very different though when you're in, that position, and I was gaffing the show too. So then I'm out playing interviewer. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's a little different. I don't know if it's right. Certainly, I would not gaff again and try to do that. I would.
That was pretty difficult.
There would be another. And truth be told, I did bring Daniel in to spill me.
Sure.
So he was my body double. That's what I was calling him. So he could go run over there and do what I had to do. After, After I did it. But we have one more piece here, don't we, Sean?
Yeah. So this is basically the gag that they were doing for the dolly shot.
Oh, okay, yeah, or gag.
The second gag.
The payoff. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The money shot.
Yeah, there it is. All right, let's take a look.
All right, here it is.
Let's go over here and see how they're doing. I see we got some stuff going on. Looks like a courtesy's flying in. And let's come on, check it out. Okay, this is the alternate. So this is the alternate to the scene that we just found. If they don't like this or something, then we can they can have another shot. So if the first one client doesn't like it, then we have an alternative here. So that's a good thing.
Stand by for smoke.
Here we go.
That's how they're doing their video? Damn, it's amazing. You should do wireless though, man. Couldn't afford wireless. Yeah, those things are expensive.
Okay, here we go. And action.
Spend all the money on the dolly. Yeah, but he's got that hanging directly off the camera, man. That's got to.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Shot. One point.
He has a grip behind.
So travel off the field way too far down. And action.
I'll play. It's supposed to be running through here and falling in the pool. Oh, yeah, there he is.
booms up.
All right, they love it. We're getting a round of applause right now. Getting a round of applause for the guys.
Stop the boat, John.
And that's it.
That's it?
That's it. That
Wow,
was fun.
That's great.
That was a fun
that was
day.
a great
yeah,
day.
Yeah, thanks for.
I'm hungry now since I saw the barbecue
I know
smoke.
it. You just see the smoke. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was one of those gags. you
Scratch and
light it.
sniff.
Yeah. It didn't smell like barbecue.
No, it wasn't barbecue.
Unfortunately. So that's it. So I just want to give you a couple quick notes before we go out right now. So tomorrow we're going to be at City Gear Saturday, and that's going to be me and Gary. And we're going to be gathering, talking to vendors and all that.
talking to vendors.
So that's great. And then the big day, Sunday, with Matthew's Garage Sale. Yes. And it will be from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
The show.
The Sunday
Right,
will,
Sunday.
2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Their event will be going on at Matthew's. And we will be streaming 3 to 5 p.m. 3 to 5 p.m.
Yes.
That day. So come on out, say hi, talk to us. We'd love to see you. But for this week and right now, Gary, that's it.
That's it. Another fun show.
Another fun
as
show,
always.
buddy. Thank you. Thank you. And we'll see you next week, 2 o'clock, Friday, and at Burnie. Oh, no, at Applebox Network.
Applebox.
All right. We'll see you there. Thanks a lot. Cut. That's a wrap.